Alright everybody, so I know that I never ever do reviews anywhere other than like in my home studio, but I could not pass this one up today. Game of Thrones Season 7 Episode 1 premiered last night, and I must tell you I stayed up late just so I could watch it. Took off my glasses because I couldn't stand the glare. Anyway, let's start off right at the beginning of the episode. It started off with Arya. In that particular frame, we are shown Walder Frey, and he's sitting there at a feast drinking his wine or whatever, and there's everybody from the Frey clan there, even his wife, his young wife. And he starts off by giving a speech and, you know, talking about how they took away everything from the Starks, how they killed babies in the mom's bellies, how they killed a mother of 5, and just going on and on. And he did seem a little too nice in the beginning, but as he goes on, he stands up and you can kind of see that maybe this isn't as it seems. As it turns out, he's raising a glass, talking about, like, you know, like, let's toast everything that we've done. Everybody drinks the wine, and he's like, yeah, going on and on about it. And as they drink again, they start coughing, and you realize that Arya is wearing Walder Frey's face, and she has now poisoned the entire Frey clan, except his wife. She leaves the young wife to tell the tale. Now, later on, we do see Arya meeting up with some soldiers in the woods. She's headed down to King's Landing, supposedly probably going to kill Cersei, so she thinks. I'm concerned about her, though. She meets up with Ed Sheeran, and, you know, I'm in love with the shape of you, that guy. She meets up with Ed Sheeran and some other knights, and we're thinking that she's going to kill them, but she doesn't. She just kind of takes stock of everything that they have, and you know, just kind of keeping her eye on them, but I really did think she was going to kill them. When we get back to Winterfell, we see that Jon is holding court, talking to people, you know, about, you know, what we've done. Sansa says that they should take away the castles of the families who did not support him, and he said that he didn't want to do that. Publicly they're saying this. He didn't want to do that because he didn't want the children to have to pay for the sins of their fathers. This, I think, is a bad move because he should have taken those castles away, and some of the men are grumbling. Littlefinger's looking at Sansa like, I told you so, and Sansa's just like, don't pressure me right now, sir. So we get into that. He tells everybody they need to gather as much dragonstone as they can, dragon glass as they can, because they're going to need it because the whites are coming. Speaking of the whites are coming, we see this big old storm roll in, and when it rolls in, you can see silhouettes and blue eyes, and you just know that they are on their way. Everybody's going to die. It's all going to be a big disaster. And then, to kill my feelings even more, you see a giant White Walker, and you know that they did not burn 1-1. He actually turned into a White Walker, so now he's fighting with them. Why didn't you burn 1-1? I don't know. After all of that, we do finally see Daenerys. She pulls up onto the shores of Westeros, touches the sand, walks around, and they're at Dragonstone. Walks around at Dragonstone, sees the big dragon heads outside the gates. They open up the gates. She goes into the throne room. It looks like it is in such ruins, but she wants to walk around, look at the place she hasn't seen since her birth, and kind of know the place. And I thought she was walking around like she knew a little bit too much. I thought she was a baby when she got taken away, but whatever. She's walking around. Tyrion's with her, Grey Worm, Missandei's with her, and, you know, everybody is there. She's got all her ships and all her Dothraki, so that's really cool that she's pulling up there, and she's looking at, like, the war table with all the maps and everything on it. Speaking of maps, Cersei is having them paint a big map of Westeros on the floor. Jaime comes in, and he was like, you know, I know Westeros like the back of my hand because Dad made us learn it, and Cersei's just like, okay, well, you know, I'm doing this now so I can keep them under my feet and kind of look at them. Cersei is at court, and the ships pull up, some big ships, and I didn't realize it had been this long because, you know, we did start off with a Walder Frey thing, but evidently Euron Greyjoy has now rebuilt a pretty decent sized fleet, and he pulls up, and he pretty much tells her that he's there to extend a proposal to her, and she's like, I deny your proposal. And he's telling her how he needs to get back at Yara and Theon for what they did, and that treacherous woman, Olenna Tyrell. And it's just, I'm looking this way because I'm at work, and it's just looking like it's going to be pretty bad for them because Cersei and Euron are going to link up and be some kind of unholy alliance. Jamie ain't really feeling Cersei anymore, but he don't really know how to say that. And this is going to be tricky for him because he's now being pulled in other directions. Lyanna Mormont is now declaring herself that she wants to fight, even though she's a child. Her grandfather's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to allow it. And she's like, yeah, but I'm going to. You can't tell me that I can't fight, you know, along with my people. And in my mind, I'm thinking they're going to let Lyanna fight. And because we all love her, they're going to kill her. Watch. They're going to kill her. And I'm going to be completely heartbroken. Jon and Sansa kind of go off to themselves so they can kind of rectify that little public spat they had. And she told him that he's making mistakes like Robb and Ned did. And she does not want him to end up like them because they made foolish mistakes and didn't listen to counsel. And he's like, yeah, you're right. Can't even think of the girl's name, but the girl who was with Bran in the wood, they now have made it to, I don't know why I can't think of her name. They've now made it to Castle Black. She's trying to explain to them there who she is. They don't really want to hear it. She's like, and I've got Brandon Stark with me. You know, Bran is in the little pulley sled thing. And Brandon tells the new commander exactly where he's been, how he's met the Night's King, and after that they're like, oh my god, and they whisk him in. So Bran has now made it to Castle Black. Jon ain't there anymore, so now we've got to get him from Castle Black down to Winterfell. However, I think he's going to do more good at Castle Black, but he's marked, and now the Night's King can get in, so this is kind of bad. I don't know where this is going to play out. In the next episode, I think that we're going to see a little bit more fire and action. Speaking of action, we had the worst montage ever from Sam, who is at the Citadel. We thought that his job at the Citadel was going to be nice and wonderful and everything having a gay old time. Nope, Sam is emptying bedpans, feeding slop to people, and the poop and the bedpan and the slop and the food all look the same, and it's just gross, and he's fighting and struggling not to throw up. And after he does his work every day, he goes home to Gilly and little Sam, who's gotten a little bit bigger, and he's feeding some inmates or something one day. And he puts the little pan thing there, and the arm shoots out, and it's scary. And he wants to know if Daenerys has landed yet. You know, she's come. And he's like, I don't know. But when the arm is out, you realize the arm is really mangled looking. But the voice is so familiar that it's got to be Jorah Mormont. Gotta be nobody but Jorah Mormont. So he's in the cell in the Citadel. Can't figure out how that happened. And Sam's also looking at some kind of forbidden book that I think he's going to get his hands on and figure out some stuff so that he can help Jon. Daenerys is down at Dragonstone, and there's all this dragon glass and things down there. So Jon's going to have to end up down there because Sam knows that it's at Dragonstone. So I think Sam's going to send a raven to Winterfell, and then that's going to link up Sam and, Jon and Daenerys. So let's hope that that's what's going to happen in the next few episodes or so. We know they've got to set up a few more things, but I'm hoping that that's it. The Hound does kind of get his feelings back because he comes across a family that he had previously robbed, and they died, and he buries them, gives them an honorable burial. But I think that all of everything that happened in episode 1 is going to be like laying the groundwork for all of the stuff that's going to pop off in episode 2. Because we've already seen these White Walkers, I'm thinking the battles are going to show up a lot sooner than what we think. Normally in previous seasons, they don't get into battles and things until like episode somewhere between 5 and 9. However, I'm really thinking that this is going to be happening somewhere around, we might see a good fight somewhere around episode 3 or 4 this season. Not really sure. I haven't looked at the breakdown of each episode, finding out the names of each episode. I think the next one is called Stormborn, but don't quote me on that one. But I haven't seen all of the breakdowns of the episodes because I'm simply watching like everybody else. Let's get into this in the comments and toss around some theories, and also some questions that I didn't answer, or some things that I didn't go over, because like I said, I'm at work, it's limited time, but I do believe that this season is going to be one of the best. We've got some serious vengeance going on with Arya. Jon has not yet figured out who he is. I'm hoping Bran gets to him and tells him this, and that'll even further link up him and Dany. Not sure how that's going to play out. But let's get into this all in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to die this season? Because we know somebody's got to die. Who do you think is going to die this season? Hopefully it's Littlefinger, because he's getting on my nerves. But let's get into this in the comments below. And if you have not subscribed, go ahead and do so, because I'm putting out videos, especially about this, every week. And I'm also going to be recapping them on my radio personality website, so you can check me out in both places. All the links and everything will be down below. But go ahead and subscribe. It's not going to hurt you to do anything. Go ahead and subscribe, because I'll be back next week with episode 2 recap. All right, everybody, it's been Lavetta Jenkins for She Busy Productions, and I'll see you all in the next one.